In the last video, I arrived at Corrour Station, which is behind me, which drops you off into one of Scotland's last wildernesses. If you haven't watched that video already, go and check it out. I show you the surrounding areas and I show you what the journey was like to get here. This time I'm heading even deeper into the Scottish wilderness. Look behind me at this nothingness. This is where we're going. Along this gravel 4x4 style track, there is one of the UK's most remote hostels, and today I'm going to be staying there. Let's get going. The walk from Corrour Station to Loch Ossian Hostel takes around 20 minutes, down a gravel track surrounded by peat bogs and the views of the stunning Scottish Highlands. The weather was cloudy and rainy, but it really added to the moody atmosphere of the place. I was very glad to have brought my waterproofs and my bag rain jacket with me. As I walked towards the hostel, I couldn't help but wonder what other people I'd meet there. Loch Ossian and the hostel came into view, and I couldn't wait to get inside, out of the rain and into the warmth. Just arrived at the hostel and I'm in the dormitory here. Chosen the bottom bunk as it's easier to get in and out. I'm going to make up my bed. I checked into the hostel and was given a tour by the friendly warden. Inside the hostel there are two dormitories, one for males and one for females. I paid £26.50 for a bed in the 8-bed female dorm for the night. Established in the 1930s, this hostel is open year-round. As well as the two dorms, there's a self-catering kitchen. There's also a log-burning stove with drying racks and space to dry your boots in case they got soaked while out hiking. It was really great that bed linen was provided, so I didn't need to bring my sleeping bag. What's really special about this hostel is that it's an eco-hostel and operates off-grid. At the hostel, you'll find composting toilets, a reed bed grey water system, which I'd never heard of before. It's a sophisticated grey water filtration system that feeds out into the reed bed. This hostel is so cosy, it's so nice. There's a hot shower as well, how amazing. Also, back in 2016, after 85 years of cold showers, Loch Ossian Hostel finally got warm showers. The water is heated using a nearby hydroelectric system. I also saw solar panels outside the hostel and I heard that they use bat-friendly paint. In the kitchen, everyone's cooking their own meals and everyone's brought their food with them, and then the restaurant that I ate at the train station is also open, so some people have gone there for their dinner, so if you do stay here, that's an option. I wish I'd brought some drinks and whiskies, but I forgot. Instead of heading back up to the Corrour Station house like some of the other hostel guests, I decided to cook for dinner. I made my favourite Japanese miso soup and had curried chickpeas, which were easy to heat up in the hostel kitchen. These curried chickpeas were actually pretty good, so I'll likely buy these again to have in my campervan. It's really nice that there's people from lots of different countries staying here as well. I really like that about hostels, that you meet people from all over the world. It's one of the great things about hostels. I had a lovely evening chatting in the common area with lots of the other hostel guests. Some people were doing such interesting trips around Scotland. One thing I really love when travelling Scotland is meeting people from other countries who have come to Scotland for a trip and rave about how much they love it here. It's so nice to hear from so many people that they love Scotland. This video was possible to film thanks to Manta Sleep. They made sure last night I had the best sleep in the hostel dorm. I love my sleep, and for years I've been using a free eye mask that I got on an airline, but to be honest, it's pretty rubbish. It's tight on my head, it falls off when I'm sleeping, and it's not 100% blackout. A few months ago I upgraded to a Manta Sleep mask and it's been an absolute game changer for me. I didn't even realise what I was missing. They make the best sleep masks and they're so comfortable. There's no pressure, the straps are adjustable, and they're 100% blackout. If you've ever stayed in a hostel dorm or shared a room with someone, you'll know how annoying it is if someone is turning on and off the light when you're trying to sleep. Using this eye mask and earplugs, I slept for over 10 hours in the hostel bed last night and had such a good night of sleep. This sleep mask has been so good for the campervan because I often was woken up by moonlight coming in through the windows, street lights, and also passing cars in the night. Manta make different types of masks for different sleeping positions, and they're offering 10% off if you use the code RUTH. With Christmas round the corner, it's the perfect gift for someone who loves their sleep. If you're interested to find out more, you can check the link below. Now back to the hostel. Good morning. I slept so well in the bed here. It's so comfortable. I went to bed around 9 o'clock and I woke up around 7:30. I think it's the longest sleep I've had in such a long time. I was so glad I brought the earplugs though, because there were people snoring in the room overnight. A lot of people who are staying in this hostel are here for hiking, and they've been hiking over the last few days, and there's an early train around 9 o'clock, so a lot of people were up quite early this morning to catch that 9 o'clock train. And it seems that the rest of the people, including myself, are getting the train around 12 o'clock, and then some people are staying on at the hostel for a few more days. Just had my breakfast, and then before you leave you need to remove all the bedding. I think it looks like the rain has actually stopped, so that's great. I'm going to go out and have a walk. I might not need my waterproofs today. Before leaving the hostel, I was considering a swim in the loch, but I was a wimp and instead had a warm shower inside the hostel. There's only a compost bin in this hostel, so I brought a bin liner with me. So if you come, I recommend to bring a bin liner, and you need to take all your rubbish home with you apart from the compost. A Munro is a mountain that is at least 3,000 feet. The name comes from Sir Hugh Munro, who compiled a list of these peaks in the 1800s. There are 282 Munros in Scotland. Behind me here is a hill called Ben na Lap. In Scotland, all these different hills called Munros over a certain height, and there's many people who've come to this hostel specifically to climb some of these Munros. There is an interesting sort of challenge that people take on in Scotland called Munro bagging, and it's a bit similar to the 100 mountain challenge that I was doing in Japan. In Japan there's 100 famous mountains, and I was working my way through climbing a lot of them. Many of them are over 1,500 metres, which is even higher than the highest mountain in Scotland and the UK, which is Ben Nevis. There are, I think, 3 or 4 of these Munros in the vicinity, as well as some Corbetts as well. And many people have come here to hike those Munros and Corbetts. A Corbett is a peak that is between 2,500 and 3,000 feet. Corbetts are named after John Root Corbett, who compiled a list of these mountains in the early 1900s. Corbetts are also popular among hikers, and Corbetteering is a term used by those who aim to ascend all of the Corbetts in Scotland. There are 222 Corbetts in Scotland. The majority of Munros and Corbetts are in northern Scotland. Where I'm from, in the south of Scotland, we only have a few. Almost back at the station. I'm on the track between the hostel and the station. The train is at 12:30, so I'll probably have a coffee in the station, get on the train, and say goodbye to this amazing place. Oh, it's so nice here. Before catching the train, I went back into the cosy Corrour Station house and caught up with some of my roommates from the hostel, who were visiting Scotland from India. We enjoyed some coffee and cakes together, and the guests staying in the converted signal box accommodation were celebrating a birthday, and were so nice to share some of their birthday cake with us too. The train arrived on time at 12:30, and I boarded the train for my 12-minute journey back to Rannoch Station, where my campervan Ernie was waiting for me. This trip was really spontaneous, but it turned out so good. From Glasgow, this is a great wee trip on the train, just even for a night. It was such a wonderful experience visiting the UK's most remote train station, eating loads of yummy food in the station house, and staying in the hostel and getting to meet travellers from all over the world. I'll definitely be coming back here again to do some of the walks next time. Thank you for watching this video, and if you'd like to see more of my adventures travelling in Scotland, please subscribe to the channel. See you next time!